Montreal is an old city with a lot of old buildings that are no longer in use. Take a look around and they're easy to spot. An abandoned house here, a long shuttered post office, and plenty of empty restaurants. If they aren't maintained, vacant buildings can become an eyesore, attract crime, vandalism, and squatters. They're also increasingly creating another serious problem.
In those buildings, fires spread quickly. Risk of building collapse are a lot more present, and we don't want to risk our firefighters' life for a vacant building if there's nobody inside.
A CBC News analysis of fires in Greater Montreal between 2020 and the end of March 2026 shows about 15% of serious fires, between 3 and 5 alarm, were in vacant buildings. The frequency of these vacant building fires increased, and the share that are the most severe, 4 or 5 alarm, also increased over that period to nearly 3/4. These fires come at a huge expense to taxpayers. In January, a massive fire tore through the former Barcelou soap factory. The Jacques Cartier Bridge was closed to traffic for hours due to fears the building or debris might fall onto the roadway. Nearly 400 firefighters were needed to put it out, and the building had to be razed. So how do we fix this problem? Well, first, knowing where vacant buildings are located is important, not just for firefighters, but for accountability. In the fall of 2023, the city passed a bylaw to make that easier, including fines for poor maintenance. But inspectors have only issued 108 fines, totaling $268,000 since then. Both the Firefighters Union and the Montreal Fire Department say the city has to properly enforce the bylaw.
On our side, we do everything we can to make sure that we prevent those situations from happening.
Another way the city is trying to crack down on negligent landlords is through a mandatory registry. If a building is empty longer than a year, the owner must register it and then share information about its condition. And then they get a sign like this to place outside. The initial goal would be to improve communication with owners. Many empty buildings are linked to numbered companies or owners who live overseas. Desperate for housing, the city wants to do what it can to get these units back on the market. The registry came into effect on January 1st, 2026, but so far the uptake is slow. There are an estimated 800 vacant buildings in Montreal, but as of the end of March 2026, only 150, less than 20%, are on the registry.
I think it's pretty normal.
Carolyn Brown is on the city's executive committee and oversees housing. She says people are still getting used to the new rules and expects most owners will be on board by the end of the year. Then the city can take a closer look at what obstacles might be keeping the building empty in hopes of understanding the foundations of the problem.
Is it a question of money? Is it a question of because the fine are not convincing you to do this stuff? Is it because it's a very old building and it's kind of impossible for you to improve it because of the regulations that are too severe?
But she acknowledges that the city may need more tools to get vacant buildings under control.